A very warm welcome to everyone. And if you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button and you can get more of this content. Today I am going to show you what I've amassed in, I don't know, the last 2 months. I bought a lot. It was not pretty. It's more than 50 books. So let's get going because this is gonna take some time. I'm gonna start with a book that is from a very famous author that I've never read before, and I've always wanted to read this specific book because I've watched the movie like a long time ago. So the book I'm talking about is Misery by Stephen King. So Stephen King has like 100,000 books out, and they're all like really large, so I thought Misery was gonna be too, but it's not, which is cool. From what I remember, it's about a writer who writes a series of books, and this woman who is like a recluse, and she loves the series, but he killed her favorite character in the book. He this is not a spoiler, he crashes his car near her house, and she takes him in and basically tortures him so that he could write a new ending, a new story wherein her favorite character is alive. So yep, that's Misery. I am going to do Emma from Emmy, the channel Emmy does in her book hauls, and read the first sentence of the book, which I think is an awesome idea, and it really gives you an sensation about what's going to happen. Okay, this one is weird. It's umber, wom, yearn, umber, wom, foyon. These sounds, even in the haze. But sometimes the sounds, like the pain, faded, and then there was only the haze. Okay, so next book, I'm gonna admit that I wasn't going to purchase it. I was eyeing it with some interest, but I was like, I'm over this author already. But the book came in a subscription box here in Brazil as a gift. So it's Anthropocene reviewed by John Green. It's notes about life on Earth, and it's based on a very successful podcast that he has. So I don't know much about it. It's obviously a non-fiction book. Let's go to the first sentence. It's in Portuguese, so the books that are in Portuguese, I am going to speak in Portuguese, and I'm going to put the subtitles. So I'm not like translating as I go. So it says, é maio de 2020 e meu cérebro não foi feito para isso. I relate. So that's the second book. Talking about John Green, I recently found this in a thrifted store, and I thought I'd give it a shot, and it's Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Some friends that I really do trust in their taste liked this book and said it was good. So I have no idea what it is about. So let's see. 16-year-old Asa never intended to pursue the mystery of fugitive billionaire Russell Pickett, but there is $100,000 reward at stake, and her best and most fearless friend Daisy is eager to investigate. So together they navigate the short distance and broad divides that separate them from Russell Pickett's son Davis. So this tells me nothing. Let's go to the first sentence. At the time I first realized I might be fictional, my weekdays were spent at a publicly funded institution on the north side of Indianapolis called White River High School, where I was required to eat lunch at a particular time between 12:37 p.m. and 1:14 p.m. by forces so much larger than myself that I couldn't even begin to identify them. Alright. This copy is cool because the dust jacket comes with like poster with a bunch of John Green's quotes from his books, and that's it. That's Turtles All the Way Down. I still don't know what this is about. Next we have The Binding by Bridget Collins. Listen, this has been torturous. Is that a word? I don't know. One day I was watching Cody from BookTube. I forgot her channel name, but you know Cody. And she was showing us this new book that she got. I think that her grandma got her, and she was opening it, and it was the most beautiful book I've ever seen in my life, and it was The Binding. And it had a dust jacket, I think. I cannot find that video again, and I cannot find that version. I've tried my best. This is the third copy of The Binding that I bought, and I've sent her a message on Instagram asking if she could give me the ISBN of the one she has. That's how obsessed I am with it, but she hasn't answered. This copy is the most pretty that I got. It has gilded foiled accents, and the spine is really gorgeous, so I thought I would stick with this one and give up. So this book is about a farmer who goes to work at a book crafting store where each book will capture something unique and it's extraordinary, a memory. So however awful or secret the memory is, it will be recorded in the book and you will forget about it. But then Emmett, the farmer, one day makes an astonishing discovery. One of the books has his name on it. So did something Did someone want to forget something about him, or did he want to forget something? It's very interesting. So look how pretty. Let's go to the first sentence. When the letter came, I was out in the fields, binding up my last sheaf of wheat with hands that were shaking so much I could hardly tie the knot. Now we go to my new additions to my collection of Jane Eyre, which is right here. This whole shelf is just Jane Eyre's. So I got number 34 and number 35 right here. This is number 34. It's the Oxford World's Classics of Jane Eyre. It's really floppy, really nice to read, but I don't think I'm like really searching, figuring out what book I'm gonna annotate this year, because I want to reread Jane Eyre and annotate. But I think I'm gonna annotate the one that has already annotations on it. It's like the annotated Jane Austen. But this one would be perfect to annotate because it's really floppy. And anyway, so this one I didn't own, and it's going into my collection. The other one is breathtaking. As soon as I saw it, I bought it. I didn't even think twice. And it's this one. It's just perfect. I don't even know what to say. It's just one of the most beautiful books I have ever seen, and it's completely illustrated with this botanical illustrations, like this one. It's really cute. And it doesn't stop there. It comes with stuff inside. So we have here a letter to the publishers. I think it's the letter she sent, Charlotte Bronte sent. I love this one. Let me see if I can find it. Here, it's like a copy of a facsimile of the Times newspaper, because in the book she puts an advertisement for a governess in the newspaper. So here it is, and there's the advertisement for a governess. And I love the little details that it has. It has a leaflet with the fashion of the time, for men too, and so many other things. So many other things. This thing called Jane's World, which opens up, and it's really big, and it's her ancestry. So I don't know, this is just a perfect addition to my collection. Then I discovered that this edition also made Pride and Prejudice. So here it goes. I just couldn't. I have like a little collection of Pride and Prejudice. I'm not like buying every Pride and Prejudice I see, but this one was just amazing. It's just so beautiful. And it has all the little things that the other one has. It has an invitation to a ball. It has the map of London at the time. It has Mr. Darcy's letter. So I can't even. I forgot to say the first sentence in Jane Eyre, but I know it by heart. There was no possibility of taking a walk that day. And Pride and Prejudice is a truth universally acknowledged that a man in possession of It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a great fortune must be in want of a wife. So those are those. Then I found this super cute selected letters, illustrated letters of Jane Austen, because she sent her letters mostly to her sister Cassandra, but for her privacy, her sister burned most of them. So in here we get such an awesome perspective of her day-to-day life and how she truly was as a person. Her wit, her true wit, writing to her sister, and how she loves her family, and you get to learn so much about her family and the time and stuff, and it's completely illustrated. It's beautiful. Let's go to the first sentence. The first 25 years of Jane Austen's life were spent at Steventon Rectory, her father's pleasant rural living in the North Hampshire countryside between Winchester and Basingstoke. I've been to Winchester, it's beautiful. I've been to Winchester because of Jane Austen, by the way. Now I get to show you guys some of my attempts at reading more of my own country's literature, and I decided I was going to start with 3 major authors, and this one I'm going to show right now is Machado de Assis. So I got The Alienist, which is the cutest thing. It is completely, there's a picture of Machado de Assis here. It's completely illustrated, and I don't know, I know that it's really celebrated and people really love it, so I am excited to read it. Let's go to the first sentence. As crônicas da vila de Itaguaí dizem que em tempos remotos vivera ali certo médico, o Dr. Simão Bacamarte, filho da nobreza da terra e o maior dos médicos do Brasil, de Portugal e das Espanhas. The next one by Machado de Assis that I got is Quincas Borba. I'm gonna tell you right now that I don't know the synopsis of any of these books. They're just classics, and I went ahead and bought them. So let's go to the first sentence. Chapter 1. Rubião fitava a enseada. Eram 8 horas da manhã. So this one is his most famous one. I had like a different copy, but I found this one and it's so cute and floppy, and I just had to have it. And I know that along with As Memórias Póstumas, the posthumous memories of Brás Cubas, this one, Dom Casmurro, is like one of his most famous works. So let's go to the first sentence. This is all introduction. Okay. Uma noite destas, vindo da cidade para o Engenho Novo, encontrei no trem da Central um rapaz aqui do bairro, que eu conheço de vista e de chapéu. So this one is, it was an impulse buy. I just saw the cover and I thought it was pretty, and I liked the title, which means I don't feel alone anymore. And it's by Maria Flor, which is an actress here in Brazil. But I thought it was a fiction, a story, but it's basically a memoir, and that made me kind of disappointed. The first sentence is: essa é a minha história. É só isso. That's the one. Hotel on Shadow Lake, a novel by Daniela Tully. This, all I know is that it's a thriller about a woman who lost her grandma, and suddenly a lot of things about her grandma comes up, and she's like, who really was my grandma? Because like she was working with Germany and she disappeared, and you know, it's kind of a thriller novel. And let's see the first page, first sentence. Okay. Martha Wiesberg was a woman of strict routine. Sunday church, Monday lunch with her neighbor, Tuesday book club, Wednesday laundry press, Thursday aerobics, all at exactly the same time each week. So that's Hotel on Shadow Lake. This one is YA by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner, called Unearthed. It has a signature, which is cool, an autograph. I have no idea what this is about. When Earth intercepts a message from a long extinct alien race, it seems like the solution humanity has been waiting for. The Undying's advanced technology has the potential to undo environmental damage and turn lives around, and their message leads to the planet Gaia, a treasure trove waiting to be explored. So it's basically a sci-fi. I'm not a fan of sci-fi. I got this in a subscription box. Let's see the first sentence. All right. This is really not going the way I'd planned. The next one is called The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. This one, I was going to unhaul and then I gave up. It says, a diabolic is ruthless. A diabolic is powerful. A diabolic has a single task: kill in order to protect the person you've been created for. So this book is about a diabolic named Nemesis, created to protect a galactic senator's daughter, Sidonia. So it's also sci-fi. The first sentence is, everyone believed diabolics were fearless, but in my earliest years, all I knew was fear. Now this one is called Angel Fall by Susan E. And I also don't know what it is about. I got it in a subscription box. It says, it's been 6 weeks since angels of the apocalypse descended to demolish the modern world. Street gangs ruled the day while fear and superstition ruled the night. When warrior angels fly away with a helpless little girl, her 17-year-old sister Perrin will do anything to get her back. Okay, so let's go to the first sentence. Ironically, since the attacks, the sunsets have been glorious. Okay. This one was gifted to me by my cousin who lives in Germany because I was doing my collection of Jane Austen novels, all in the Folio Society editions. And I had 5 of them because I couldn't buy all of them at the same time because they're pricey. So I had 5 of them and I only had Sense and Sensibility left to buy. But Folio Society stopped sending books to Brazil and it broke my heart. And I griped so much about it in my videos that my cousin just bought it for me and sent it to me from Germany. So here it is. It is glorious. It is marvelous. It is just perfect, like all Folio Society books are. Just amazing. It has beautiful illustrations, and you know, Folio Society book is for the rest of your life. It's the best quality you can ever get. Oh, the first sentence. I don't know the first sentence of Sense and Sensibility. Let's go. Okay. The family of Dashwood had been long settled in Sussex. Okay, now I have some comic books. First one, I have a manga. It's in Portuguese, but it translates to my lesbian experience with loneliness, and it's right here. It seems really cute and a fun read. So the first sentence is: numa certa tarde de junho de 2015, aos 28 anos de vida, sem nunca ter tido um relacionamento amoroso e muito menos experiências sexuais, e de quebra nunca ter tido a carteira assinada, fiquei de frente com uma prostituta lésbica. Then I got, because it was in a really good price, I got it in Portuguese. Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me. Here it goes. Let's see the first sentence. It says, "Dear Anne Weiss, my name is Freddie Riley." And then I had already read this book and I fell in love with it, and I saw it for sale in Portuguese with a hardcover on Amazon, and I was like, yes, give it to me. And it's The Princess and the Dressmaker. I just love this book so much. I just want to reread it and reread it and reread it. So the first sentence is: O príncipe vai dar baile. Alright, now, I had completely forgotten that I had bought this book, but I previously had, you know, that book that it's something for dummies. So I had a British Monarchy for Dummies, but it was too much information. I didn't need that much, so I got this tiny book that it's The Kings and Queens of England. So it just shows you a picture of the king or queen and a tiny biography. So it starts with William II. How could it be? Oh, it starts with William the First. I was like, how could it be William II already? And Victoria has all of them, basically, ending with Elizabeth II. Then I got this one at a really good price in a sale, and it's Only Dull People Are Brilliant at Breakfast by Oscar Wilde. It's one of those little penguin little black classics, and I don't know, I'll read anything by Oscar Wilde. And yeah, so the first sentence is: to know nothing about their great men is one of the necessary elements of English education. Next, I was really kind of hesitant about Edgar Allan Poe because I think I've read something of him and I didn't like it, but then I read a fragment of one of his poems, and I really loved it, so I bought the bullet. That's a saying, right? And I got the complete poetry of Edgar Allan Poe right here. And let's see the first line. Okay. Kind solace in a dying hour, such, Father, is not now my theme. I will not madly deem that power of earth may shrive me of the sin unearthly pride hath revelled in. I didn't understand anything, but this is to be read like with all your focus, and that's not what I'm doing right now. Next, it's also poetry. I was really I just discovered that this woman existed called Sappho, and maybe that makes me stupid, I don't know, but I learned that she was like a really famous big Greek poet, and her poems are like really old, and some are just in fragments, and she's the reason why she was like born in the island of Lesbos, and she's the reason why people say sapphic romance, meaning lesbian romance. And I was like, this is Stung with Love, Poems and Fragments of Sappho. But I was hoping for something a little bit more larger. I like that there's a big introduction talking a lot about Sappho and her life and stuff like that. So this is all introduction, right? Look, almost half of the book is introduction, and then we get to her first oh, also what I liked about this book is that it has the poem and a whole commentary about it on the other side. So I'm gonna read the first verse. Leave Crete and sweep to the blessed temple, where apple orchids elegance is yours, and smoldering altars ample frankincense. So that's Sappho. I recently made a deal with myself that since I'm not reading a lot in Portuguese and I'm trying to read more Brazilian authors, because my Portuguese is lacking so much in vocabulary, and like for a native speaker I'm like terrible at Portuguese. So because I only read in English, so I made a deal with myself that if a book is written in a language that I don't know, like German or Russian or Italian, I will read the translation in Portuguese, because the translation in English would be a translation either way. So here I get The Death of Ivan Illich by Leo Tolstoy in Portuguese. It's a really cute copy also. It comes with a bunch of it's from the same company that made this one, The Alienist. So it's really filled with beautiful illustrations. Let's go ahead and read the first sentence. No grande edifício do Tribunal de Justiça, durante o intervalo da sessão do caso Melvinsky, os membros e o promotor reuniram-se no gabinete de Ivan Yegorovich Shebek e iniciou-se uma conversa sobre o famoso caso Krasov. That doesn't tell me much, but anyway, it's really pretty. And in the back it says, maybe I haven't lived as I should, which is really sad. Next one is a Daphne du Maurier book, because I've been just bombarded with good reviews and people just gushing about her, and I am currently reading Rebecca and I'm loving it. And this one is Jamaica Inn, It's a really beautiful copy. And I also don't know what it is about, but I think it's kind of a thriller. Her mother's dying request obliges Mary Yellen to make a grim journey across bleak Cornish moorland to Jamaica Inn, the home of her aunt Patience and her overbearing husband Joss Merlin. With the coachman's warning echoing in her ears, and affected by the inn's brooding power, Mary is thwarted in her intention to help her aunt. She finds herself drawn unwillingly to the misdeeds of Joss and his accomplices, and even more disturbing are her feelings for a man she dare not trust. Jamaica Inn is a dark and gripping gothic tale. Okay, let's see how it starts. Okay. It was a cold, gray day in late November. Now, this is a book I already own, but I really wanted a good, beautiful, long-lasting copy for me to annotate. I want to reread it and annotate. And that is Anna Karenina. So I searched and I decided I was going to buy the Everyman's Library edition. I hope it withstands the time, because I had already annotated Anna Karenina the first time that I read it, but it was a really cheap copy. And when I moved here from my hometown, I have said this a million times, but I live like less than a kilometer away from the ocean, so the ocean air is really humid and it corrodes the books, and it causes mold on the books. So if the paper is not acid free, if the paper is not good, it will get moldy. So this is a beautiful edition. It's cloth bound, which makes me nervous because cloth attracts moisture, but whatever. So it's a really good book to annotate. It flips really well. What I'm talking about, but you know what I'm talking about. So the first sentence I know by heart is all happy families are alike. No, all unhappy families are what? All happy families are alike. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. That's it. So that's Anna Karenina. Okay, so remember I said I wanted to read all translations in Portuguese. Sometimes I can't do that because this next book I searched for a translation in Portuguese, and it was really expensive. So I was like, I'm gonna read it in English. It's a book by, it's the first book by Leo Tolstoy. He wrote it when he was really young, and it's called Childhood, Boyhood, and Youth. I wanted to buy the Penguin copy of it, but it was like so expensive. So I saw this one that was like 20 bucks, but in my currency, which is like $4. So I was like, yeah, let's go with this one. But then it arrived, and it is this. It is an A4 type book. Why? And then when you open it, look how annoying it's going to be to read this. This is why. Now I know why this was so cheap. But anyway, it's translated by C.J. Hogarth, and the first sentence is, on the 12th of August 18 something, just 3 days after my 10th birthday, when I had been given such wonderful presents, I was awakened at 7 o'clock in the morning by Karl Ivanich slapping the wall close to my head with a fly flap made of sugar paper and a stick. It sounds like it's gonna be really cute and a really good read. I just wished it was A5 instead of A4, but we can deal with it. So now I'm gonna show you guys my collection of one of the, maybe not one of the muse of Brazilian literature, Clarice Lispector. So she has so many books. She wrote, I think she's dead. I'm pretty sure she's dead. She wrote a lot, and there's so many books published. So the first one that I wanted to focus on was Agua Viva, because Emma from the channel Emmy was reading it and was like gushing about it, saying it was amazing, and I bought this kind of book for Agua Viva, this kind of edition. And then I went for the first time in a year and a half to a bookstore, and I saw this copy, which is Agua Viva. And just look at it. Look at it for a minute, and then look. It's her words. It's facsimile of the work, and it comes with a beautiful picture of her really young. It kind of reminds me of a young Sylvia Plath, and it's riddled with her words in her handwriting. I just fell in love. So Agua Viva is kind of a tiny book. So this book is Agua Viva, and then 5 essays about Agua Viva written by 5 different authors. By the way, Agua Viva means living water. So anyway, it's just, I don't know, breathtaking. See, you can see her corrections and everything, and then the book starts. Oh, and there's like the middle of it is the actual complete facsimile with her corrections, and it was going to be called Yelling Object, and she changed it, so it has the complete facsimile with her corrections and everything. It's how could I not buy this? Just okay. So the first sentence in Água Viva is: é com uma alegria tão profunda, é uma tal aleluia, aleluia, grito eu, aleluia, que se funde com o mais escuro uivo humano da dor da separação, mas é o grito da felicidade diabólica. There you go. Just like when I was reading Edgar Allan Poe and Sappho, Clarice Lispector is one of those authors where you have to be really focused to understand and read and reread it and just dip yourself in it. So the next book I got is uma aprendizagem ou o livro dos prazeres, which means a teaching or the book of pleasures, which is this one. And the first sentence is really interesting because it starts, I've never seen this before, it starts with a comma. I'm not even kidding. It starts with a comma. Can you see? So that's Clarice Lispector for you. It says: estando tão ocupada, viera das compras de casa que a empregada fizera às pressas, porque cada vez mais matava serviço. Embora só viesse para deixar almoço e jantar prontos, dera vários telefonemas tomando providência. Okay, there's no there's no periods in like the first 3 pages, so I'm not gonna keep going. The next one is really cute. This edition is hardcover. And it has a really good name, which is Aprendendo a Viver, which means learning how to live. So let's see the first sentence. The name of the chapter is Banhos de Mar. Meu pai acreditava que todos os anos se devia fazer uma cura de banhos de mar. Eu nunca fui tão feliz quanto naquelas temporadas de banhos em Olinda, Recife. This other one is in the same edition. It's beautiful. It's called Perto do Coração Selvagem, which means near to the savage heart, or the feral heart. So the first sentence is also about her father, and it says: A máquina do papai batia tac-tac, tac-tac-tac. O relógio acordou em tim-blém, sem poeira. O silêncio arrastou-se. Zzz. O guarda-roupa dizia: O quê? Roupa, roupa, roupa. Não, não. And it goes like this. I'm afraid of her. I'm afraid I'm not gonna get anything. I'm afraid it's gonna go all over my head. I'm trying. This next one is really chunky, and it's this edition, which is the same edition that I have A Hora da Estrela, The Hour of the Star, which is her, I think, her only novel, and it's really good. I've already read. This one is called A Descoberta do Mundo, which means the discovery of the world. It's filled with essays and paragraphs and notes going from 1967 to 1973. So it starts with 19 of August. As crianças chatas. Não posso pensar na cena que visualizei e que é real. O filho está de noite com dor de fome e diz para a mãe: Estou com fome, mamãe. Ela responde com doçura: Dorme. Ele diz: Mas estou com fome. I think none of these first sentences will mean anything, because you gotta get really into it to get something out of it. So this beautiful copy is all of her short stories. It's included in the list of the best books of 2015 of the New York Times. So it's normal under the dust jacket, really pink. The first story is called O Triunfo, and it says: O relógio bate 9 horas. Uma pancada alta, sonora, seguida de uma badalada suave, eco. And that's it for Clarice. This is a lot. So now we go to Shakespeare. I've been getting into Shakespeare a little by little. The first Shakespeare I've read was a long time ago. It was in high school, and I read A Midsummer Night's Dream. So I was gonna read Hamnet. I did already read it, and I thought I really need to read Hamlet. If I'm gonna read Hamnet, I need to read Hamlet. You don't have to, but I did. So the first book here is Hamlet by William Shakespeare. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. There were some parts where I was like, what are these people talking about? Because of the ancient English, Elizabethan English that they use, but the whole gist of it was understandable, and it's basically a story about revenge and avenging someone's father, Hamlet's father. So that's it. Then a friend of mine said that there's these books called No Fear Shakespeare that has in one page the actual text from Shakespeare, and in the other page the current English, like a translation. So I had already bought Macbeth, which is the one I want to read next, and it seems like it's longer. I know it's quite longer. Oh, this is really cool because in one side it's the text, and in the other side is explaining words and sayings that you wouldn't understand. So that's really cool. It already helps a lot. So I don't know if I'm gonna read the No Fear, because this one is already explaining to you, like, the text is right here, and here is the explanations of some words and phrases. Thing here is are bestowed, so the translation is have settled. Parricide, killing a father. Therewithal, besides that. So that's pretty cool. I love that. But then I went and I bought the No Fear Macbeth, and it's like really translated. So here we have the actual text, and here we have the translation. So it says, let me see one, like, how now, my lord, and then the translation is, what's going on, my lord? I'll call upon you straight, abide within. And then it says, I'll call for you soon, stay inside. So I'll just use both while I read Macbeth. It's gonna be a ride. Then I got this one that, I don't know, I had this feeling I wanted to buy this book for so long. I yearned for this book for so long, but the price on Amazon never changed, and it was really expensive, and I just gave in and I did it and I bought it, and it's Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. So Giovanni's Room, what I know about it, it's a tragedy, and it's about David, who is in Paris in 1950s, and he has this relationship with Giovanni, and I heard somewhere that something really bad happens to Giovanni. I don't know yet, but I'm like, I think this is gonna break my heart. I just have this feeling inside of me that it's gonna break my heart. So Michael Ondaatje said, if Van Gogh was our 19th century artist saint, James Baldwin is our 20th century one. Now I am going to show you guys something I discovered. It's a publishing house here in Brazil called Dark Side, and they publish mostly horror and thriller and stuff like that, but their books are so beautiful, so beautiful. And I already have a Dracula in English, but I saw this one and it was less than $5, because it was in a sale on Amazon, and I couldn't help myself, because just look at this. just take my money. Just do it. It's beautiful. So let's go to the first page of Dracula. Chapter 1. Diário de Jonathan Harker. 3 de maio, Bistrita. Saí de Munique às 20h35, em 1º de maio, e cheguei em Viena bem cedo na manhã seguinte. Deveria ter chegado às 6h46, mas o trem atrasou 1 hora. That's not how I would picture Dracula starting, but okay. The next one is this one right here. So I am addicted to murder investigations, like real crime investigations programs. My favorite one is Forensic Files, which is like kind of old. I think it was, the first episode is in 1989, but it has like 14 seasons, and it's so good. Like, it tells you the crime and step by step how they forensically got to the culprit. And in Brazil, there has been 2 major crimes that kind of shook the country and made the country stop and look and pay attention and not do anything else. And it was the murder of the Hitchhoffen by their daughter Suzanne, and the murder of Isabella Nardoni, which was a little girl. So this has like all the details of what happened. It is written by like criminologist journalists, so it has like everything. It has forensic information, it has interviews, it has pictures of the crime scene, it has everything. And it even has all the notes from the trial, because it wasn't, either one was televised, so she like made notes for the whole entire trial. And you get to read the same thing with the other crime. You get the pictures, you get the forensic information, you get the interviews, and the trial. It's morbid, but it's something that interests me a lot. And it's funny because I showed this to my mom and she was like, why would you buy this? Why would you want to know about these things? And then she opened it and she was like, and like 2 minutes passed and I was like, Mom? And she's like, I want to read it. Like, well, can I read it? Would you lend it to me? So the first sentence of this, I have no idea what it would be. Okay, it's right here. O crime foi cruel e covarde. E geralmente nós ligamos esses crimes às favelas, a gente que saiu de lares quebrados e lares rompidos, abandonada na rua, ou seja, como for, aos oriundos da camada dos excluídos que encontram na criminalidade a força perversa do acesso ao mundo do consumo. So this is called casos de família, which is like family cases. And the third one from the Dark Side publishing house is this one. Look at it. Look at it. Just look at the spine. Look at the spine. I mean, come on. And this is called Immortal Fear, and it is short stories written by 14 authors, and it's also like shiny, amazing. Authors from the Brazilian Academy of Literature. So this was actually published like a long time ago. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it, but it was published when women weren't allowed in the 1897. So women weren't allowed in the Academy of Literature, Brazilian Academy of Literature. So these people on Dark Side publishing house, they went ahead and put a female author also. They put stories from a female author that now is in the Academy of Brazilian Academy of Literature. So it has like characters of the authors. This is Machado de Assis, like starting with the star. And let's see his first story. Alright, A Igreja do Diabo. In 1884, conta velho manuscrito beneditino que o diabo, em certo dia, teve a ideia de fundar uma igreja. So, really excited about this one. Now I'm gonna show to you the books I got from subscription boxes that are here in Brazil. So first we're gonna go with Tag. This one was for August, and it always comes in a box and you get the book. Always hardcover, always beautiful in pages also, always. This is Sonhos em Tempo de Guerra by Ngugi wa Thiong'o, and it translates to Dreams in Time of War. Let me see if that's the real actual title. Yep, Dreams in a Time of War, a childhood memoir. So this is something I'm really excited to read. The next one for September was A Trégua by Mario Benedetti. A Trégua is translated to the truce, and I just really loved this cover. Always beautiful. Just I forgot to tell you guys the first sentence in Dreams in a Time of War. Anos mais tarde, quando lesse o verso de T.S. Eliot, que diz que abril é o mês mais cruel, eu me recordaria do que me ocorrera num dia de abril de 1954, na fria Limuru, de cujo território, em 1902, outro Eliot, Sir Charles Eliot, então governador do Quênia colonial, reservou a melhor parte para as terras brancas. And the first sentence in truce is segunda, 11 de fevereiro. Só me faltam 6 meses e 28 dias para estar em condições de me aposentar. So I looked for these in Goodreads and they all have like really good ratings, so I'm excited. The other subscription box that I am subscribed to is Intrínsecos, and they usually tag this ones. They usually publish books from countries you wouldn't expect, like Kenya, Italy, Spain, like it goes all over the world. But Intrínsecos, it kind of focuses on the new releases that are coming out and like are getting kind of famous. So I think that's really cool because it takes a lot of work to get a new release out in Portuguese already. So I don't know, I don't remember the months, but I have the last 4 here. So this one is the A Outra Garota Negra, which is the other black girl. Always beautiful also. And what I like about Intrínsecos is that all the books are the same. Like, they only change the color. I think that's really cool. So this book is by Zakia Dalila Harris. And the first page is... Should I read the prologue or the first page of the first chapter? I'm gonna read the first page of the first chapter. 23 de julho de 2018, Wagner Books, Midtown, Manhattan. O primeiro indício foi o cheiro de manteiga de cacau. So the next one is Pachinko by Minjin Lee. I was so excited when I got this one because I was really wanting to read Pachinko. I honestly don't know what this is about. I think this one is a thriller, The Other Black Girl. This one is like story that goes through generations. The chapter heads are beautiful. So the first sentence is: A história falhou conosco, mas não importa. That's sad. Okay, so the next one, I actually bought because you can buy boxes that have already been sent out, and I'm really trusting G from Book Cross on this one because I'm not a very big fan of sci-fi, but this one is Recursion by Blake Crouch, and I also don't know anything about it. I don't know what happens in this book. I know it's sci-fi and it's gonna scramble my brain. So, first sentence. Barry, 2 de novembro de 2018. Barry Sutton para o carro na faixa exclusiva para veículos de emergência na estrada principal de Pole Building, uma torre em estilo Art Deco que reluz sob a iluminação intensa das arandelas. And the last one I thought was really cool, even though it's sci-fi. It is short stories by 6 different authors. Blake Crouch, N.K. Jemisin, Veronica Roth, Paul Tremblay, Andy Weir, like all big names in sci-fi. Not much Veronica Roth. And Amor Towels, which I don't know. So beautiful. And the first story is by Blake Crouch and it's called Summer Frost. Let's see the first Summer Frost by Blake Crouch. Let's see the first sentence. Do Hotel Fairmont vi quando ela roubou a Maserati 20 minutos atrás, em plena luz do dia. Alright, we're getting to the end. We have 4 books now. This one I've been like saving to buy because I have so many series to start. Because I have this thing that I buy the whole series and it just stays there and I don't start them. I just keep buying more series. So I wasn't gonna buy this one, but one day I did it because the cover is so beautiful and people are like raving about it. So here it is. A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. It's the Mirror Visitor book 1. So it's like flying cities and you can like travel through mirrors. That's all I know about it. And the first sentence is, it's often said of old buildings that they have a soul. On Anima, the arc where objects come to life, old buildings tend mostly to become appallingly bad-tempered. So buildings have tempers. This one all these 3 I got when I visited the bookshop this month for like the first time in a year and a half. And I got these 3 Collins classics. The first one is Through the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. I didn't have this one yet. The first sentence is, I don't know what it is about. It says, every year the Ramsays visit their summer home on the beautiful Isle of Skye, surrounded by the excitement and chatter of family and friends. But as time passes and in its wake, the First World War, the transience of life becomes ever more apparent through the thoughts and observations of the novel's Disparate cast. First sentence. Yes, of course. If it's fine tomorrow, said Mrs. Ramsay, but you have to be up with the lark, she added. The next one is one that I've been hearing a lot, and people say it's really scary. But I'm up for the ride. And it's The Turn of the Screw by Harry James. It's a story about a governess that is put to take care of two little children, and she starts seeing things, and she starts imagining that the children are evil and they are doing this and that, and she sees ghosts, and it's a whole thing. The first sentence is, the story had held us round the fire, sufficiently breathless, but except the obvious remark that it was gruesome, as on Christmas Eve in an old house a strange tale should essentially be, I remember no comment uttered till somebody happened to note it as the only case he had met in which such a visitation had fallen on a child. Alright. And the last one is The Awakening by Kate Chopin. And constrained and confined by the limitations surrounding marriage and motherhood, Edna Pontellier begins to challenge the notion of femininity, questioning her love for her husband and opening herself up to the possibilities of other men and the life outside of social convention. Alright, so chapter 1 is, a green and yellow parrot, which hung in a cage outside the door, kept repeating over and over, Allez-vous, I don't know how to speak in French. So that's it. Oh my god, this has been so long. Like, I started during the day and now it's night. It's like almost time to go to bed. So many books, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had something to comfort you during all of these books, like a cup of tea, a cup of coffee or something. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next book haul. I don't think it's gonna be very soon because I'm going on a book buying ban, because you can see why. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your comments, for your likes, for watching the video, and I hope you had a nice time, and I hope you have a great day and awesome week, and bye bye.